Hi everybody, welcome back to class. What we're going to be working on in this video is the last little piece here with sig figs. We've gone over subtraction and addition. We've gone over multiplication and division. What we're going to look now at are combination problems, where you're going to have both either multiplication, division in the same problem, multiplication, addition, just different combinations. Now the first thing you're always going to have to be aware of is something that you've learned a long time ago called the order of operations. Order of operations always start with parentheses, exponent, then you multiply, divide, addition, subtraction. You go through those steps. So if there's something in parentheses, you do that first. If you see exponents, then you do that next. Then you multiply, then you divide, then you do your addition, then you do your subtraction. And this is just a review over something you should be fully aware of at this point. Now, when you're looking into combinations, the rules for each individual thing don't change. Addition and subtraction rule is still the same. The multiplication and division rule is still the same. The only thing that changes now is for combination rules, for your combination rules here, you follow all the other rules. So you follow both the rule for multiplication and division, but you do not round until the end of the problem. And you'll see what I mean there in this video. So let's look at an example here. I'm going to scroll up here a little. We're going to look at this problem here first. 1.80 times 3.4 plus 32.00. So in this problem, we have both multiplication and addition. So we have to work through it using the order of operations. We see that there are parentheses here, so whatever is in the parentheses is done first, and it's the multiplication. So what you're going to do is plug this into the calculator, 1.80 times 3.4. You get an answer of 6.12. Now that's plus 32.00. Now, I know, I absolutely know you're going to tell me the rules for multiplication says we've got a round here at 2 sig figs, and there's 3 here, Mr. Krupa. Yes, I know there are 3 there, but remember, we do not round until the end. So now we're going to do the addition. When you take 6.12 plus 32.0, you get 38.12. Now what you're going to do is follow the rules for the last step. In this case, the last step is right here. It's addition. So the last step is addition. Those are the rules we're going to follow. So we're looking at decimal places, not sig figs here. Remember, you want to follow the rules for the last step. In this case, we're looking at decimal places. There are 2 decimal places here, 2 decimal places here, which mean our answer can have 2 decimal places. And since it already has 2, that's our final answer. Let's go on to the other one here. Let's go with this color. In this case, we have 55.41 minus 54.79 divided by 55.32. Again, we have a combination here. We have subtraction and division. So we have 2 different problems going here. Following the order of operations, the first thing is parentheses, and we do have parentheses here. We have a set of parentheses. So we're going to do the subtraction inside the parentheses first. When you take 55.41 minus 54.79, you get 0.62 divided by 55.32. Remember, we are not going to round. We are not rounding this yet. We are not rounding until the end. We have to do this division first. So when you plug this in to the calculator then and take 0.62 divided by 55.32, you get an answer of 0.011207519. That's a really big number. Now, because our last operation here was division. The last step was division. We're gonna follow the rules for multiplication and division, meaning we're going to round at the number of sig figs. Well, this has 2 sig figs. This has 4 sig figs. So our final answer can only have 2 sig figs in it. So when we're counting sig figs, let's go with the blue. This here, remember, that is a leading 0, and it is not significant, so we will keep it. It's a placeholder. We need to keep it. It's not significant, so that doesn't count. Now we're going to have 1, 2. So because that would be our, we have 2 sig figs, 1, 2, that's the least number, so we can have 1, 2. And when we plug this in and we go to round, you only get 0.011. That's all we need there. 2 sig figs, 2 sig figs, 0.011. That's our final answer. We follow the rules of the last step, and the last step we're right here at division. Let's move on to another one. So what we have here in this problem is multiplication and division. We get multiplication and division. What we're going to do is do what's inside these parentheses first. Parentheses are always first. So we're going to take 1.23 times 3.467. 4.26441. We carry all the decimal places over. We bring everything with us because we're not rounding yet. Then that is divided by 3.96. We plug that into the calculator. Your final answer comes out to be 1.076871212, which is a lot of decimal places. That's a lot of numbers there. We don't need that many. What we're going to do again is follow the rules of the last step. Last step is division. So we're going to follow the rules for multiplication and division, which say that we're looking at sig figs, not decimal places. Well, this number here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this has 6 sig figs. 1, 2, 3. This has 3 sig figs. So the most number of sig figs we can have in the answer is 3. So 1 sig fig. Because this here is a trapped 0, 2 sig fig, 3 sig figs. So we're going to round right there to 7. We look after the 7 and it is a 6. The 6 rounds it up. So the final answer is 1.08. So that is how you do combination problems. You keep all of the decimal places until the end, and then you round at the end. Through all of these examples, you're going to make sure that you go through and you keep everything till the end. The last step, you will follow the rules for the last step. You will follow the rules for the last step. That will be deciding how you're going to round your answer, either using the multiplication division rules or the addition subtraction rules. Make sure as you're going through this, again, follow your order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction. I will send you this picture in the email or with this video so that you have it to refer to. If you can save it anyway to your Google Drive, I would recommend doing that. If you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to ask me. I hope you have a wonderful day, everybody.